why were they trying to block me? Because I came all out to say, I'm going to change what I think is not right. What we have. What is that thing that is not right? It was in my school then that I realized that instead of us have Association of Student Communicators, we now have Association of Student/Lecturer Communicators, which makes a lecturer who is not a financial member being a mandatory signatory to student accounts, which means without him, we can't even access the little contribution, we're making to make things better for ourselves. So that was the first thing I fought while in school. It was the whole school was like, what is this? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Because we see the lecturer, the school authority then as God. And you dare not go on the wrong side. So then Jando picked up this and fought it. How? Because I knew that what they were doing wasn't right. So I took on the school authority back to the main campus and to the government of the day. And you know what happened? They were able to let go. When the lecturer was ready to let go, it was then Cooperative Bank. Those days in Oyo State in Erua. I had to write their headquarters in Lagos to report the bank manager. They have to sanction him. So I did that, and I was able to give my co-student what we call autonomy then. So we were on our own. And I was able to run that administration. And it got to the last one. You see, if you attend, Polytechnic, especially if you're an engineering student and mass communication, there is this CWES that we do. You know CWES, every 4 months industrial attachment.
Yes.
So every year, government ITF pay students every year for doing that 4 months CWES. And it is like 13,000 naira. During our own time, it is 2,500. It's 10,000. 10,000 naira was a whole lot of money then. So, but in the history, they have never paid it to students because they would have gone before the money will come. And between the executives and the school authority, they just do another. So during my own time, I insisted that the money has to go. So they called me and said, no, let the student go. This is how we do it. You have your own share. You have no, but I stood my ground. And at the end of the day, all the students in my set at that time took the money. And from that moment till today in that school, nobody never sat on that again. Now, let's bring that to my journey, in my journey to these ballots. You understand?
Yes.
I found myself, in the corridor of power as a consultant to the government of Lagos and Office of Governor of Lagos State. So this gave me a very rare privilege to understudy the system, political system, the governance, and everything. So
stop knocking, you are disturbing.
How can we continue this way? What you see in Lagos, that it will be difficult, especially in the APC where we're coming from, that was how we fought that system. It will be difficult for you to come out and say you have aspiration, you have a vision, and you want to run, especially for the Office of Governor of Lagos State. The man who is the owner of the party and who has put the state in his pockets will look at you and be like, no, you cannot be. So he would rather go and pick somebody who never prepared to govern, who never envisioned to be in office, so that person will be eternally, at his mercy. I don't know if you understand. That has been the style. And I looked at this system, I said, look, this monopoly can't continue. We must break it. And I started my agitation right within the APC by forming what we now call Lagos for Lagos movement. But before then, before we come into Lagos for Lagos, we've had 3 different layers of engagement. Epile Eko, Team Jando, and Eko United. this is bringing all of us together to now be Lagos within the APC. So I took on that godfatherism in APC. And I was like, no, this will not happen. I knew that he wouldn't give us the tickets to run. Of course, we know that is an unpardonable sin for you to commit in APC. So we committed that sin deliberately so that we can be able to disrupt that narrative. So we started 2016. This journey started 2016. Because I know that for whoever wants to take Lagos, it's not going to be 7 months, 8 months to election when everybody come in and jump in and say you want to be. No, it takes a long-term plan. You have to have an understanding of the state called Lagos and everything, all the principalities in the ruling party. You must know where to eat them and how to weaken them. So when we're done within the APC and it was time for us to move, we looked at all the political parties because we're in this to win ultimately. When we look at all the political parties, we now realize that PDP is a political party that's been doing 40 to 45% every election cycle. I don't know if you understand, being opposition party. So what they need to cross that threshold is what we are bringing from APC to PDP. So that was how we decided to join the PDP. So on getting to PDP, the same thing I fought in APC surfaced in PDP. When we got to PDP, we were just doing what we're supposed to do and all of that, to pick the tickets to do and galvanizing support here and there. And it was time for us to have a primary election. We went to primary. I was able to pick the tickets. After picking the tickets, somebody who is our leader in PDP came up to say, okay, there is this boy, Badibor Rusbaibo. He's a son of my friend. I want him to be your deputy. I was like, no, I can't fight a godfather.
So GRV was supposed to be your deputy.
That is our story. A lot of people don't know this story. That's our story. I can't fight a godfather where I was coming from, and I'll come here and be nursing another one. No, it really does not make sense. And I said no. Because I don't want to fight. I want to manage everybody. I said no. And I called Abuja. Abuja said, you know what? Nobody can give anybody deputy governor. Anyway, if anybody wants to be deputy governor, everybody has to then apply. Apply and let them come for screening in Abuja so that what happened in Leon's case in Bayelsa, you remember?
Yes.
Will not repeat it, in this situation. So he also applied just like every other person. I don't know if you understand. And I still have a copy of that application letter. So, and I was like, no, if this is it, then this won't fly. Eventually, I picked Funke, to be my running mate. You understand? And this is because we have several tendencies in PDP. I'm from one. If you pick from any of the tendencies, you might have issues. After that, so that you know clearly where we are coming from. After all of that, Baba had to ask his godson to go to labor. Now, if you go back to...
Sorry, I want to ask a question. I thought this interview was going to be very gentle, but this interview, don't they get small poison inside? Which Baba?
No, it's not about being gentle.
Oh.
It's not about being...
No, I'm enjoying it. For the first time, people are hearing a side of the story that they've never heard before, including me. I'm like, oh, we thought GRV. So GRV, just like Peter Obi, was formerly PDP, but then moved to Labour.
Absolutely.
At
this point, you see, we are presenting ourselves to the people of Lagos, and they must know who is who and where are we going to. Let me tell you something. There is a cartel running in Lagos politics and Lagos governance. When I say cartel, because I went there to understudy these sources, so I know it cut across both APC and PDP, and you will now see it now. A PDP leader will come on national television. We abuse Tinubu from morning to evening. But every election cycle, it will do something that will make APC to remain in power. So it picks up a fight with all gubernatorial candidates of PDP so that PDP will not win. And supposed leader of PDP. So This is what we have. So when I got into the office,
oh wow, a bit of a network challenge.
when I got into PDP, and the moment I got into PDP, his house. When I got into that, and Kurasa came introduced him to me, say, hey, do you know Badibo? Oh, he's in PDP, he wants to be secretary of the party. Oh, I said, nice, and we greeted, we took a picture. So, okay, that's fine. But because I got in there, from the other side where I was coming, they had to call inside to say, you know what, you have to block that boy. That boy has really worked. Block him. How do you block him? 3 weeks after, Badibo's Bible went to pick gubernatorial form to say he was supposed to be governor. So in the same house, we're supposed to be from the same tendency. How can we have two people to go and confront other men? It means that we're going to share the vote. It does not work. We approached Baba at that time and said, look, this is not healthy for us to do because we have the same house. I don't know if you understand. So it was like, no, he wants to be, let him be, he should be it right now. You know, that kind of a thing. And we left it at that. That one failed because I won. The next is let him be your deputy. And you see, they come up with a story that, oh, we sat down, we had an agreement. Agreement is that you're going to make him deputy. I said, no. This is not, we never had an agreement. If you had an agreement, he doesn't need to, you won't follow me to venue of primary election to want to compete with me if you have had an agreement. But just so people will know where all of us are coming from. Now, you will now see that the moment we started, whenever you see Baba on national television, I am of PDP. He is supposed to be my leader. He will be abusing, condemning me, and praising the other guy on the other side. When, after this election, the next thing for them to do is to go on and endorse Badibo Revival openly. It's on national daily to say, this is our candidate, a PDP leader. That led credence to the fact that, look, why anybody would not want Jandor is because of this level of independence, because of this godfatherism thing. So the cartel that is running, you will now say, we are talking about alliance. I said, okay. Alliance. I don't have any problem in getting an alliance. For me, it's beyond wanting to be governor. If I want to be governor, I could be governor where I was coming from. I just chose not to be that kind of governor that we have now and other ones that will require second level approval before you can get this done. No, I want to be the governor of Lagos for the people of Lagos. Let me be answerable to the people. If they're not comfortable in the next election, let them take a decision for me to go back home. And I chose this route. So now, you will now see, when we was talking about alliance, nobody has ever invited me to say, let us sit down together and discuss this alliance. But they went on to endorse because that is what they want. Because of what? Because of a tailwind, because of wave that would be created. And thank God Peter said on national TV this morning, there are difference between obedience and Labour Party. I mean, when he was trying to clarify Aisha Yesufu, pitching tent with another candidate who is not of Labour. And clearly put, but put that aside, what we are speaking to, we have three choices in Lagos. What has been our problem in the state of Lagos has been the issue of godfatherism. Somebody and taking those who never prepared to govern, who will be eternally at the mercy of one godfather, at the expense of the generality of Lagosians. That is what is before us. Okay? So this is my story of where I'm coming from. Because they believe, Jandor is the son of nobody, he can't get anywhere. I'm saying it, all of them will be alive and I will be announced as governor of Lagos State on Sunday. The amount of work that we have done, there is no way in this Lagos that I've not visited, that I haven't been to. You know why? You cannot govern a state that you don't know. That is the problem that we have. You can't. I've been everywhere. I've interacted with people everywhere at the grassroots. So look at what happened. The same mistake we made in the case of Banky W, because we jumped at something. And I told Banky, you didn't lose to the guy that when you lost to Peter Obi, unfortunately. You contested against Peter Obi. But March 18th election, Peter Obi is not on the ballot. So the choices between the people of Lagos right now is, you know what? Clearly, there are three people running. This is our story. I started this journey 2016 When it was 2019, our people thought we were going to throw out into me. I said, no, we're not right. We're fighting principality. We need to get to the root of it and make sure we employ them in every department. And that is why when we're campaigning, I'm the only one they are running on the street of Lagos with gun now that they want to shoot. Everywhere I campaign, they attack me every time and all of that. Why? Because we're a huge threat to them. So, going forward, we then have an election. There are choices for Lagosians to look at. It's not just enough for you to vote. You need to vote somebody who can secure your votes and protect their votes. You need to vote somebody who can match them department by department to say, you know what, Lagos wants its state back. So this is my short story of getting to this place. Everybody now is jumping on about to say, hey, because of a tailwind, we can. Where were you when campaign started October 12th last year? For those that have been following, I have been everywhere. I'm not an accidental candidate. Even the status quo know that, look, this guy is a problem. And I've analyzed this election to anybody who... Peter Obi got 582,000 votes. Bola Tinubu got 572,000 votes. You know what? The election of February 25th was along the religious line, ethnic, and elites did more of this. And everybody collapsed party affiliations to vote for that personality that they see. Peter Obi was coming from PDP. So it wasn't about whether it's about that man, it's about what he represents. I was coming from APC. Everybody should access Jandor on his own merits and how much of his Lagos he understands and the economy of Lagos he understands and what he wants to do to change it. Likewise, everybody. So you can't just come and ride on the wave and think it is. I mean, and all of us that we need to. This is Lagos. We need to do a critical analysis of the personality we want to give our vote for. So, what is next? Next is, do you understand the routes? What is wrong with Lagos? What do we need to fix in Lagos? I can, just like every other person, go and read textbook and be reading and be telling you this is this, this is that. We've had that over and over again. Can you practically pick a problem in Lagos and tell us how you're going to resolve it? There are problems where you go to Abuja, go to anywhere, and you say you are from Lagos. The first thing somebody will say, eh? Hello?
Yes. Sorry, your network went off a bit.
Yes. The next thing to come is to how are you resolving this problem? Before you can proffer a solution to a problem, you first need to understand, what the problem is and what sort of solution will work in the immediate time and the long term. When we speak to any sector of our economy, there is a problem there. What do you need to do? In the infrastructure, governance, there are things that doesn't even require, do a whole lot. All you need to do is to just make sure that you identify the problem and you fix it. Lagos wants to breathe a breath of fresh air. How do we get there? So, I think I'll leave you here to ask your question.
Yes, I want to say something first of all, and real quick, my own observation from the presidential elections. I've lived in Etiosa for 21 years. I own property in Etiosa. Banky W, I know. Obanikoro, I know. Who is this guy that won?
Exactly.
So you are right along those lines, because I was expecting it to be between Banky and Obanikoro. They campaigned, they worked hard. A lot of people will tell me, Daddy Freeze, if you are unhappy, take him to court. This guy is representing where I live, and I don't know him. So he simply rode on Peter Obi, and you have made a statement today that worries me a little. If they are fighting the godfatherism of Tinubu, they now want to change it with the godfatherism of another person. The same people complaining that the APC godfatherism, and they now want to bring another type of godfatherism. You see, let's be careful. Jando is not my candidate. I will not tell you who my candidate is. But choose a candidate you trust. Choose a candidate you are comfortable with, not a candidate that is sentimentally along religious and sentimental and elitist lines are thrust on you. I'm not saying any of the candidates is not good, but is he really your choice, or you are making this because of sentiments and emotions? Just a thought. Back to the questions. Let's talk about Lagos State. The history of Lagos according to Jandor. What do you see? In 3 minutes, tell us the history of Lagos as you understand it.
You know, the Lagos that I grew up to know, you know, is that Lagos where I can take a walk from where I was born in Awoni Street in Mushin to where I grew up in Babalola Kekero Mushin, and I take a walk from there to enter Lawansi. From Lawansi, you know, I get to Gulano Drive. From Gulano Drive, I found myself in Shita. I don't know if you understand. And as I move along, I move with activities. I can stop by somewhere, play soccer with with people, and before you know it, from Oduelegba, come back inside Ogun and enter Mushin, back to Babalola, and before you know it, I'm back home. It's safer Lagos. It's saner Lagos, without all these Agbero harassing people, terror. And I've said it over and over again. It is not Agbero that is harassing people in Lagos. It is our government that is harassing us in Lagos, because if they want it to stop today, it will stop. So for them, they are tools in their hands. You understand? I went to school in Mushin Archbishop Agi Memorial Secondary School. And you see, a lot of people will see me today with what I'm doing. I will say, this Jando is very arrogant. And when I hear that, I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because I'm guilty of that saying as well. I was saying to some of my colleagues that were on this project. I remember that in school, where the one that we have a torn uniform, who play ball from morning till 30 and all of that. You will now see another colleagues of ours that is coming, living his own life, talking, shirt wear iron, backpack, food flask, book by the side, and it's just walking majestically. We will not stand somewhere and say, oh, really, you. That is his way of life. And we look at it and say, it's too arrogant. Because he's just doing it with the way understand. So today, what we have is quite unfortunate that we can't just bring back those old days and say, how do we return Lagos to his old glory? But it is doable. You understand? It is doable. What we just need to do is to ensure that we have a manager that will consider everybody, irrespective of where you're from, as the stakeholders in this economy, and say, this is it. I've seen how they are treating our Igbo brothers or our non-Yoruba brothers, and I ask myself, if you are true owner of this house, and you have some people who have brought in prosperity into your economy, because you can't tell me that the investment of these people in Alaba International, in Ladipo International Market, in Aspanda, in Balogun Market in Lagos, or the Igbo dominated market, where they have brought in their own money to come and invest in our economy. I don't think it is commonsensical for any landowner to say terrorizing those people should be the thing. You should protect such a people, because when I go to Alaba, what I see are my brothers and sisters whom the government of the day has not provided jobs for offloading and unloading containers that was brought in by Omoibo. I don't even understand. I see people thronging here from everywhere around the world to come and transact business in Alaba International, in Ladipo. I mean, you can't have such a people bringing in prosperity into your economy, and what you don't do is to harass them, is to make sure that their container, before they get where it's coming, where it's taught their life out of that. I think government is about seeing to the well-being of people and creating an ease of doing business. This small scale is the one employing people more than anybody, more than even government. What is government workforce in Lagos State? The mainstream is about 61,000 plus. I don't even understand. Do you know amount of people this business employ? So that is the kind of Lagos I think we should have. A saner Lagos where you know that, okay, I'm going high. Maybe you have some people have completely long this and go. I don't know if you understand. And in that same corridor, there is one madman in the name of chairman of a garage. Whatever the man is making free money there. As governor, I will tell you, they did a rob people on this corridor. That's the way I'm going to collect that garage from you. You will see that we will secure that corridor. If they're not the one robbing people there. I mean, if you begin to tie people's means of livelihood to a responsibility, you will see that you will cure over 70% of our business. So we need a manager that will come and make sure you see that wealth that we only hear of Lagos. Say Lagos is making 50-something billion, 70-something billion, and blah blah blah. We need to get a manager that will make us see that wealth on the streets of Lagos. When you enter Dubai, you don't need any soothsayer to tell you, oh, Dubai is a rich state. You would have seen it on the street of Dubai. That is the kind of Lagos we have now. Lagos, we have a Lagos that is earning so much, and we don't have iconic infrastructure, iconic bridges, it's crazy. So this is what we are going to do to make sure that we best a Lagos that will work for everybody. I want back.
I want to ask you a question, still on the Lagos matter. Do you believe Lagos is no man's land, or do you believe Lagos is part of Yoruba land?
Absolutely. Lagos is not no man's land. For instance, I am Aborigine. I'm an Awori man. Lagos belongs to the Awori people. Okay? And the Lagos Island people that
I think a call is coming in for him, so we're going to wait for him to get off the call or remove the caller. It's a very important question. Let's hear from everyone. Every single person who comes to my live would be asked that question. Is Lagos no man's land? There are many conversations we need to have. You can't fight fire with fire. I've never seen anywhere in the world where fire is fought with fire. And he did raise a point that if you're angry at godfatherism, why are you being a godfather? You know, that really raised my eyebrows. Every single candidate of every single political party was given an invite to join my live. I invited Labour Party, I invited PDP, and I invited APC. And as an independent candidate with no preferences among the three, I feel I can ask probing questions, especially if they're polite and if they're not mischievous. I believe I can ask um, honest questions. So let me try to bring him back. I think a call came in. So I've sent him a request. You know, the problem with Instagram is when you are on Instagram and somebody calls you, it will cut the live off. So I've sent him a new request. Let's hope he can get on. And elections are close. We also have to understand that a call can come that he needs to attend to something urgently. So I'll always give them the benefit of the doubt. And you also need to understand that I try to make my interviews as relaxed as possible with gist. It's casual. It's not straight jacket. It's not you must answer. We're here to have fun. You understand? And somebody said Lagos belongs to the Igbo. Even me, eh? I know they partisan. I go tell you saying that nonsense you talk. Lagos does not belong to any Igbo. That's let me call you out now and stop getting that Bukal Deten says Lagos belongs to Igbo. That's you just talk nonsense. Lagos does not belong to Igbos. Please. By geography, Lagos is landlocked inside Yoruba land. By geography. But people can have their own opinions. I can say that to you for free. So let me see if I can get in touch with him. I'll just try one more time to bring him on. Okay. I think you'll see me now. Someone says Lagos is Yoruba land, but anyone can buy land and build. I kind of disagree with that. I grew up in Ibadan. There's a community in Ibadan called Sabo. It's a Hausa community, but it's not Hausa land, it's a Hausa settlement in Ibadan. So, yes, at the end of the day, opinions might differ, but to say Lagos belongs to the Igbo, like what that guy chatted, that's utter nonsense. Olu said Lagos belongs to Yoruba land. I totally agree. I don't understand what's going on. Let me try to call him. Oh, wow, he tried to call me. Maybe he can't get back. Yeah. So, yes. I think a call came into your phone. Yes. I've sent a request again. All right. So, okay, I've sent you a request. All right, you're back.
Sorry.
No, not a problem at all. I know at this point a lot of people will be calling you because of what's going on. So the question again, for those of you who are just joining now, is Lagos no man's land or is Lagos Yoruba land? I'd like you to answer both geographically and also from a cultural and a social perspective.
Okay, so Lagos is not a no man's land. Let me put it that way. I mean, Lagos is predominantly an Awori land because from the 20 local governments, we control 17 out of 20. And we have the Jebus, of Ikorodu and Epes, also part of landowners in Lagos. And we also have the ones from Benin, who we call the Lagos Island people who settle there. So this is Lagos. However, we are such a people that accommodate everyone. You understand? And that is why some of us are faulting the attitude of those in government today. I mean, it shows that they're really not from here. If they're from here, we don't treat, people like that. We treat people like one of us. We're very accommodating. We can give our all to you, as people of Lagos. We don't really discriminate. Okay, and when some people were saying that, can you come where you? I said, look, everybody is welcome in Lagos. Lagos is just like your New York. Lagos is just like your, Disney. Everybody is welcome in Lagos. Once people come to my village and say he wants to be king of my village, it's not possible. Where there's a constitution of the land which says that, okay, if you have lived somewhere for 10 years, you have the right to run for office politically. That's the position of the law. So it then depends on you to say, okay, we're trusting that person with our vote, he can get it done and all that. So for me, I don't belong to that school of thought that we say, no, they're not part of us. We are here together, we must live together, and that is why for some of them who are brought in prosperity into our state, they should be treated, like, what I mean, not the other way around. That is why I have my respect, and I'm promising them they're going to have a governor that is going to treat them as a crucial part of this economy and respect them that ease of doing business. Because, hey, if this is my house and I have 10 people coming into my house with prosperity, you will see that has also happened in other businesses that have taken flight from Lagos, not to anywhere, to neighboring Ogun State. It is because of this multiple taxation. Why would anybody want to live where the market is and take his business elsewhere? I don't know if you understand. The market is here in Lagos, and you now take your business to Ogun State, and you now bring it back to where the market is to sell. It really does not make sense. But the government of Lagos over the years, they've stifled them to the point that they can't even pay it anymore. They have to go to the neighboring states. I don't know if you understand. And now, so when we come back, we will provide all incentives to bring them back to the economy. What you get is give people work. When you grow the economy, what the government of Lagos is doing today, that you have 10 people, you're asking 10 people to pay for 200 people. Why did you grow the economy to accommodate 300, 400 people and pushing money more people, in your employment scheme? But they just looking for money without thinking that, look, you will get money. Take, for instance, I've given an example that we have 180 kilometer, coastline. And for me, it costs me nothing to go out there and say, Mr. Freeze, you know what I'm saying? I have this. Can you bring an investor? I'll give you this place as my landlord. Come and give me Miami like waterfront. The moment you do that, do you know how many people that will get work locally? Do you know how many people that want to come for meetings, international exhibitions, conferences, and fly from everywhere and come in? Dubai will say, my visa is free, no hassle. But because they know that you can't come into their economy without dropping at least $1,000 before you go, you sleep in their hotel, you ride in their taxi, you eat in their eatery, and the experience starts from there for somebody saying, we have a gift for you. And the reason is not a gift. It's going to take something from you. That is how you don't push people out. You bring in more people. And, always them so that you can grow your economy. People will get work. The things we do. So this is the things that we need to do. So our Lagos is not a no man's land. Lagos belongs to some people. I'm a Lagosian of the first order. Okay. And we have other people like that. But we are so accommodating.
Okay. I want to ask a question. A lot of people in many quarters have brought up this conversation. about the governor of Lagos State being able to speak Yoruba. What is your take? Can someone who cannot speak Yoruba be governor of Lagos State? And do you speak Yoruba?
That the phrase, I do not only speak Yoruba. There is no way that cannot kill Yoruba.
Yewiki.
I
Bawe.
speak no papa, you know, and of course that's my L1. You understand? So I get it. And let me say this: even Professor Wale Soyinka has even said this, that before you can even be versed in other, languages, your L1 must be your native language. I don't know if you understand. So this will give you. Do you remember Professor Sophie Oluwole? You remember her?
Oh yes.
Be speaking English and you will be smelling local intonation in that. You understand? That is who we are. So I don't know about that, but what I know is that if you need to converse with majority of our royal fathers and as their governor, you may find it difficult. I'm not saying all of them don't understand English. I mean, there's some conversation that has to be in the look. Even as we go to campaign, that the phrase, when I get to places, I don't speak English because the message has to sink.
Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé dáadáa, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ kàn wọ́n lára.
You understand? And that is how to go about it. So it really does not matter if people decide to vote for you. But like I said, it will be a minus, in governing a state like Lagos. We have 245 wards in Lagos. If you remove Etiosa, Surulere, the central, and you have to go to my local government in Ojo, or the Riverine that I'm from, you can speak English to them. Or you go to Badagry. No, they don't. They need you to converse with them in such a manner that they would understand and reason. So really, it's a game of number if people decide to say that is the way to go. But I just feel that, it's just like being a governor in Anambra, you cannot speak Igbo, or being a governor in Enugu and you cannot speak Igbo, because majority of the people that you want to govern want to listen to their governor, understanding their culture and their language, and being able to exchange words with them. Well, some of us were fortunate to be very fast. My mother trained me, and my mother would say to me that actually, I will make sure I get through everywhere academically, and to the glory of God, she single-handedly raised me. To the glory of God, this is me today running for the office of governor of Lagos State. And they keep saying, "Oh, what is this? Brother's very degree. What is it?" Almost told anybody, this is Jando. On my own merit, I'm standing. I say, what we can of my father, you can say that of me. This is a story to say, look, you can be whatever you want to be. And that's the kind of Lagos we want to create. Enough of this Lagos that, you need your surname to give you shortcut. But father, I don't before you can get anywhere. Who are you? Who are you? What have you done? Can you tell us your story? Build it up and say, this is how far I've gone. This is how I have suffered in this Lagos. This is how I've been able to pick up myself. And this is the thing that I've done. See. Official correspondent. When I looked on this, the governor of us and corresponded attached to the governor of Lagos State. Okay. That freeze. I approached the governor and every people to say, I want to resign. I left that certainty for uncertainty. So, it's like I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing is, governor, no shit, I no shit, no P, I no P. I have to be where is B. Maybe necessarily for me to mortgage my life and because I'm earning something yet. No, I went to all of them and I said I want to do that. And I resigned. I resigned to set up my own business. I set up that business with 200,000 naira in a 40 square office space. And I was able to build from nothing to the point now that I have a TV station that is terrestrial and is operating nationally.
Oh, wow.
Being able to identify yourself. And work towards it. It's not everybody that can live certainty for uncertainty. So it shows who you are. And don't worry, I'm not put your face inside. Nobody should tell me. Let me see why everybody's not going this way. What is inside it? And let's see. If you look at the whole thing now, everybody is looking at March 18th. What is going to happen? Oh, Jando, something is happening here, online presence and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's okay. You can't run after the amount of work you have done in 8 years, in 2 weeks.
Let's talk a little bit about your deputy governor. How do I put it? Your deputy, Funke Akindele.
Yes.
What made the two of you click, and why did you choose her? Network.
So let's. Are you interested?
Sorry, there was a bit of a break from. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody expressed, I think, divergent opinion on the choice of my deputy. You know, some people say, oh, he went to pick a Nollywood actress. Some people said he went to pick this, blah, 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 and all of those things and all that. Do you know why we had so much noise when I chose my running mate? It was because for the very first time in the history of this country, Jando, has done something that nobody has ever done in a choice of my running mates. Everybody who wants to be governor, it has always been about them. Nobody knows their running mates. If I want to ask you, sir, you are OAP. Who is Governor Wike's deputy governor? The almighty Governor Wike. Governor Udom. I don't even understand. They will just go and pick anybody and talk that person in there. But for us, we need to present a candidacy that is a radical departure from the stereotype norm. I mean, what we call that breath of fresh air, let us have it. Nobody suggested Funke to me, none. As a Muslim, I did what we call this tiara, you might not understand. Before I saw that, to say, okay, that is the person you need to go for. I only know of Funke Akindele. I spoke with her for the very first time June 3rd last year. And I got my tickets May 25th last year. See, when I spoke to her about it, she ran away. What is this? And look, we're talking about winning an election. Before you then begin to say you want to run government, you will first win. So, in terms of popularity, she's got a brand that connects with both the cyberspace and the grassroots. Combining that with the amount of work that I've done, at the level of grassroots. That's best doom for APC. That was how they came out and they started attacking, calling her names, and I was asking, what is wrong with Funke Akindele? She's a Lagos girl child that read law at the university but found passion in filmmaking. Do you think it is small work for you to sit somewhere, script something, and then go to direct it? Is it a joke to act a character that you are not? And you're doing that perfectly well. If you don't have something up here, you can't have it. That's number one. Number two, this is somebody that has invested so much in this economy of Lagos through a chosen career. This is somebody that has assisted young people that this government of Lagos had paid no attention, giving them employment, making, I don't know, in this same economy. This is somebody that has done, jobs that has cost, she came on her own merit to do this. And because they've conditioned our head to think governance is rocket science, and none of us, what is governance? She's not about to see to the welfare and well-being of the people of Lagos. If she can source for fund, turn that fund around, not only to stay afloat in business, to do well, pay back that fund with whatever amount you need to pay on the fund, because it comes with a price. Pay salary. You don't do a whole lot. It shows that when you have opportunity to govern a state, you will be able to provide that well-being and give to the people of Lagos. So, but today, and that's why they fail. When they talk now, they say, don't give Lagos to people who has no experience and blah, blah, blah. That's their campaign too. And I'm asking them, with their own experience over the last 2 decades, what have they done? They've not been able to curb traffic on the streets of Lagos. There's a flood everywhere. Since 1999, Lagos, that is one of the sinking cities, still have just 6 water collectors in Lagos. Now that we should be talking about 25. They're just building the 7th one again. That's why Lagos is only flooded.
That was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, actually, because it has been predicted that 2023 is going to have a lot of flooding. So I wanted to ask, what is your plan for Lagos with regards to the floods?
You see, I have said this over and over again, and this is what we are going to do. We know the state of our state, okay? And what we've had in terms of problem is lack of preparation. Something is coming upon us, and we sit back. And it is during that time that we are going to be doing a lot. And we have done some things in the past that is also giving us problem. Let me give you an example. In Lagos, we have, I mentioned the 6 collectors I have. The major one of those collectors is the Odoyalaro Canal. Odoyalaro Canal that takes water from Agege Motor Road, the flood, the entire Agege, Ikeja, to Ojota, and drain into Abuyi Creek. Government of Lagos, if you go to motorways and you watch you're right. Government of Lagos gave approval to private company to build right on the canal. That is why whenever it rains today, the entire main day and mainland gets flooded. Now, nothing is done to that because it's a perishable. Nothing is done to desilt that collectors. If we do a constant desilting, we wouldn't have a problem. We'll have a free flow to take the water to the lagoon. The second one, that is Shomolu Bariga. I was there very recently. The entire thing is filled with silt. And that's supposed to drain the entire Shomolu Ogoroshoki down to Unilag. That one too is dead. The other one that takes water and drain the entire Kokaguda is in Kokaguda, all the way to Badagry Expressway. I visited that one too recently. It's blocked. Why do you think I was visiting all those places? Because I know the moment I'm announced the winner of this election next week, I start work with their own last 100 days in office to start my own work. What I'm going to do, I will call on volunteers and those in the business of environmental sanitation that want government patronage tomorrow to say, you know what, these 3 months, rain is coming upon us. Can we volunteer to help distribute all these water collectors in preparation for that? So in the interim, and when we get to office, by then we'd have had the government power and all of that, and we would then go all out and do what we can do. And later on, we now have to increase the number of water collectors that are. By now, we're talking about 20 in Lagos. We have just 6 for a city that is underwater. I mean, it's because we have managers that don't really understand and they can't be bothered. So this environmental aspect of our economy is perishable for them. It's what they use is a conduit. Because when you say you clear canal, you use 100 million to clear canal. Nobody will know now whether it's been cleared. But when you say you use to build road, you want to say the road. It's just the same as management. So for me, it's about time we have a governor that understands that, look, it's about the people. Let me say this to you. You know that the dam, the Oyo Dam, they open it,
from time to time. Yes.
When it's open, the entire Ugolonto in Greek, Isheri North, in the Bega area, and all those axes since 2012, I've been experiencing this. The whole place gets flooded. Are you saying, even if you don't have control over the release of the dam, are you saying by now we shouldn't have taken what do you call it? Maybe you want to call it census or count of the amount of household that you have in those parties and build settlements somewhere to say, this thing is coming. Can we evacuate you to that place? So that the level of devastation that we're going to have on people will be minimal, even if you say you don't have total control over it. Government need to be very deliberate and ahead of things. I said something earlier on. This is what I was thinking about. Everything is not about brick and mortars, and it must have sense. When Bolanle Karim was shot on the 25th of December last year, and I looked at the whole thing, and I said, for me, what I would have done differently is that this police killing, it appears that, okay, state doesn't have control over it. What about the ones that you have control over? This lady was taken to 3 hospitals in Lagos. There is no general hospital in Etiosa. The land given by my people, the indigenes, to government of Lagos to build general hospital in Etiosa. That is where they build Royal Garden Estate. And that is what they do. They will go to the entire Ibeju and take people's land. They say they want to build public structure. It will turn out to be a private system. So 3 hospitals rejected this lady. When she was rejected, and the next thing the governor would do is to go to Abuja and take picture with IG in the name of a come to report somebody kill somebody. What are you doing to avert replica of such an unfortunate incident? The 3 hospitals that rejected Bolanle Karim, what I would have done differently is to sanction them heavily. To say, there is a law which says that you cannot reject a gunshot one person. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, but you see, my dad's a doctor in Ibadan. He has his own hospital, and I know that doctors had to sit down at a point and agree on this because doctors were arrested, especially during riots. You go and break somebody's house, they now shoot you. Then the chairman now comes after the riot and comes to attack the hospital. We had so many incidents like that in Ibadan, and also armed robbers. They will now believe that the hospitals are teaming up with the armed robbers, and
there is a law now. We're speaking law. We're speaking constitution. There is a law now which says you must save life first. Okay, so I would have sanctioned them, and by so doing, I'll be sending messages to all other private health institutions in Lagos to say, whenever this happens, you must take it, and they will sit up and do that. See. A lot of things we need to change. In our general hospital, we collapse all reception areas for emergency. It's an emergency. Wherever it's coming from, take that person to the ward. Save life first, not the one you'll be asking, where's your card? Have you paid for card? How much? And all of those things. So this is what should be the responsibility of the government, to say to the well-being of the people. Nobody asks you to come and declare profits. When you go AGM with your people and give an account of your stewardship, you need to tell them what you have used their money for. A lot need to change. And like I said, one thing we say was in Lagos, we need to break this monopoly of godfatherism. That you feel as a businessman, I've said this. This is a season, and the season is winding up now, where you have everybody who is doing printing or outdoor advertisement, billboard, making money. The government of Lagos, because they're playing politics, they don't even care about their own economy. What are they doing? The entire outdoor companies, with instruction, do not take any advert from Jando or PDP. Even the ones that we have paid, they refunded our money. I don't know if you understand. This is the season for this sector of your economy to make money. Before they can see that kind of money, it's another 4 years. And the fact that you have given over 75% of the same thing to the son of your godfather. The rest 25% that people are still managing to say, let us be saying, you said, and you painted everywhere yellow saying poverty rising.
Okay, I want to ask a question. I'm really enjoying this interview because you are very easy to interview. You are even answering the questions before I even ask them. So you are making my work easier. But if I remember correctly, you wanted to leave early. So if time is not a factor, we can continue.
We can wrap up in another 15 minutes.
You will, if I ask you one more question, that 15 minutes and the answer to that one question. So let's see how we can answer a few more questions quickly. One question I wanted to ask you was, in the presidential elections in Lagos, the numbers for the PDP were quite low compared to Labour Party and APC. Does that bother you? Is there anything that is going to change with the governorship elections, and how?
Okay, thank you. Let me analyze this very, very well. If you understand this whole thing very well, you will know that what you have on February 15th and the 25th, just like as predicted by some people who says, and I'm sure you must have heard Fashola even saying it in his own analysis, saying when you people were together, and all of that, the votes that Peter Obi pulled in Lagos, especially from my own senatorial district, they are traditional PDP voters that gave him that vote. How? Our own senator that ran for senatorial election, Eroland, in Lagos West, from Peter Obi, 582,000 votes, we pulled 385,000 from that vote for our own senator. 385. I don't know if you understand. That's PDP senator. In Lagos Central, our senatorial candidate won with over 50,000 votes. So what is that saying to you? It's saying that the traditional PDP voters, just like every other person, collapsed party affiliations and to decide to give that vote to that personality. Okay? But they didn't forget that their second choice on the ballots was PDP. The 75,000 votes put by our presidential candidates is not the same put by our senators and all of this. I don't know if you understand. This election, just like I've analyzed this, you will notice that Tinubu won in all the indigenous local governments. Badagry, Ekwe, Ibejireki, Ikorodu. And I've said it over and over again. That 572,000 votes that Tinubu got, my own votes are inside. Because my kinsmen who felt Tinubu is one of us. Let's vote for him. They're not going to vote for someone, even inside that APC. From the 2,000 votes that Peter Obi got, 385 was for West Central District. They didn't give it to APC. No, sir. Let them say tomorrow there's going to be a run election in Etiosa and Peter Obi is not on the ballot. Banky, man, no, we're going to do a lady. What is man no leader? You understand? Because Banky W lost to Peter Obi. So for anybody to now think that those that flew into Nigeria to vote for Peter Obi that have gone back to where they came from, you still think are going to see their vote on Labour. Labour has been on the ballot since 1999. What numbers have they been getting? Number two is that some elites, majority of them, decided to come out and give their vote to Peter Obi. This elite, majority of them are from Koshofe, even in my Dimosho. Give their vote to Peter Obi. They are well informed enough to know that, okay, this is a local election. This is a state election. We're looking at that personality again. That vote, people didn't vote on party lines. No, they voted that personality that they want because they've seen the entire 3 major candidates or 4, and Peter Obi, according to them, give them that breath of fresh air that we're preaching. So in this election, you will see Lagosians coming out to analyze critically each and everybody based on what they stand for. So that wave has come and gone.
Sorry to touch on this because I have too many questions. I'm just going to try to start narrowing down. A lot of people believe that the Lagos votes were rigged in favor of APC and against Labour Party. Somebody was commenting here. He said LP actually got 900,000 votes while APC got 100,000 votes. What do you see? Is that a reflection to you, or that's a totally miscalculated notion?
No. You see, that's correct. And can people stop saying LP? Peter Obi got those votes. Peter Obi defeated Banky Dobi and the other people. They got those votes. Let me tell you something. What they did was to resort to manual collation. And when it gets to manual, and I said it when I went on arrest, I said, if INEC has said to us that we are going back to dark old days, we have studied well enough in that place to also know how to go about it. But we thought that, with Ekiti election, with Osun election, with Anambra election, that old days are over. So we are going into a
Sorry, network was taking you off.
You know how we say it where I'm from, in Mushi. Ijawa is always guiding. So with this one that we're going now, always guiding. Whatever I need, let them bring it now. We did.
Always guiding. All right, let's talk about transportation. Transportation is one of the infrastructural backbones of Lagos State. Right from the NURTW powerhouse all the way to the Uber, Bolt, lag ride, which I believe is a fantastic initiative. I must give this particular government that lag ride is really cool and comfortable. The BRT buses are also a welcome development. But you see, I'm sure you've been to New York, you've been to London, especially London. London is one country, or sorry, London is one place where they got transportation right. From the black cabs to the buses to the underground to the trains that are overland to the airport, everything. When it comes to transportation, I personally believe London got it right. Let's talk about your tenure. What are you going to do about the transportation system? Do you think the transportation system is where it should be? If not, what do you think is needed to be injected into that system to make it more worthwhile?
Okay. Now, it is not where it should be. In the state of Lagos today, unfortunately, we have nothing to next to nothing in terms of that. They go celebrating BLT, Light Ride, and even their two bus stop Blue Line. Is that what you see in that sector commensurate with, what Lagos as a metropolitan state really generates the entire economy of Lagos? I'm not even talking about government IGR, I'm talking about the entire economy of Lagos. Okay, we still have all of us trying to get on the road to get to our destination. Why by now we should be speaking about integrated rail line system. Just like you have the Piccadilly lines, you have all of these that can take you and connect you to anywhere you want to go to. So the one that is coming from Ikorodu, and when it gets to Ikeja, intersect. If you want to go to Alagbado, Agege, and the likes, you follow on. And if you want to go to Lagos Island and CBD, you follow on. If you want to go to Lekki Ajah, you follow on. And this thing has nothing to do with you government trying to look for Naira and Kobo to pull there. All you need to do is break this monopoly and open up the economy. I have said this. I said under 3 years, Minister of Transportation, Federal Minister of Transportation, gave us 3 major rail interstate rail line. They gave us Lagos Ibadan. They gave us Warri Itakwe. They gave us Abuja Kaduna. And I don't even understand. Under 3-4 years. And we're saying in Lagos, what we need is just one. Whatever name you want to call it, whether you want to call it green line or you want to call it gray line, it really does not matter. People want to see what we commit them from one place to another. You understand? If we're able to put that in place, and that costs us nothing, all I need to do, people want to invest in this economy. But you know why they are not in Lagos economy? Because one man is asking for equity in their business or stake in their business. It does alien to whoever to say, hey, I'm bringing my fund in this economy. It's going to give your people job. You're going to draw revenue from it and all of those things. So we need to open it up. And again, when you look at how to commute your people, I have said it. I said, everybody every morning going to the island and everybody wants to get on Third Mainland Bridge. When we have at the tail end of Third Mainland Bridge, an expanse of land by Oloshiki on your left, if you are going to the island, what I would do there is to call Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, I'm ready to give you this place. You know what? Come and build a park and ride here. I will dredge the water all the way. To say, everybody that is coming on Third Mainland, if you are the only one in your car, I will come up with a policy that will make sure you have to go and park and join the ferry. That will take you from that place to the CBD. When you get there, we'll do it in such a way that the same ferry company would have an alien vehicle at where you are going that will take you to your final destination when you get to the CBD. So what will that give us? It will first reduce the number of vehicular movements on Third Mainland Bridge. It will also reduce the number of vehicular movements you have in the CBD because you have decongest that one. So, and that one will ferry a whole lot of people because there is one in the Pakodo that takes people from Pakodo Ikorodu come to the island. So those that are living, coming from Agege, Alagbado, Magodo, and they also need one that will also take them from that place to everywhere. So we will also ensure that we open up the space to make sure that from a Korodu, you can take waterways to Badagry. That will take you nothing less than 45 minutes instead of getting on the road and do 7 hours. See, yesterday, I was in my village yesterday. Yesterday is Sunday. I was in my village on Saturday. And I woke up in my house in the morning, and I jumped on my boat. And before I know it, under 12 minutes, I was in Badagry. I had a meeting in Badagry till about 4 p.m. And I go back to my house in my village 15 minutes after and just take a shower. I jumped into my boat and I go back to my house in Ikoyi under 15.
Wow, network. What is going on? Quite an amazing interview. I do hope he comes back so I can ask some more pertinent questions.
People really don't have business. So the lag ride, he said lag ride is a good initiative. I don't know why government is having business in business. The same problem you have with BRT. They will tell you it's a PPP arrangement, and you really cannot differentiate between the public and the private. It's still one man. If you want to open up the economy, open it up. Let's put more players into this economy, and before you know it, we'll have multimodal. We'll do a whole lot. So just one thing, just open it up. Government can't possibly put hands on everything, and that will create jobs. That will give you whatever you want to, and you just regulate.
All right, real quick. Sorry, cause time is going. Real quick, I want to talk about Godfatherism. You, as well as everybody else, has mentioned the Godfathers with the APC, and a lot of people have also suggested Godfatherism, even with the Labour Party. So, are you the only candidate that does not have a Godfather? Question one. I'm asking you two questions together. Now, question two. Let us now talk about your political pedigree. Have you worked with any particular government before? In what capacity did you work with that government? And who is your own role model? So we're talking about godfatherism, we're talking about government involvement, and we're talking about your political and governance role models. If you can answer this in 2 minutes or 1 minute, Seth, I'll be glad because I still have more questions.
Okay, quick one. I don't have a godfather. If you follow my story very well, you will know that I can't even do it with a godfather. That's why some of them will say it's arrogance. It's not arrogance. It's just me saying that, look, what Lagos needs right now is an independent governor. We've had enough of governor that will always require a second level approval before it can get things done. See, I won't mention name. There was this man who was a labor leader in Lagos some years back. His name is Ayodele Akele. He's late now. I don't know if you know him. This guy fought the government between 99 to some, you understand? And the guy was fired by that governor. So the second governor came, and some people approached this new governor to say, hey, this guy was fired by your predecessor because of this, because of that. Can you help convert it to retirement so that he can have his
gratuity? Yeah.
And the man be like, he doesn't have a problem with that, but he needs to check with the main governor to know whether he can do it. And that one said no. And it was no. And that guy died without his benefits. I don't want to be such a governor. I want to be able to account to the people of Lagos. What I would do, I would say I would do. What I won't do, I would say I won't do. What has taken us here is that we choose people who never prepared to be in office, who never envisioned to govern. and somebody just called them, go and sit down there. And before you knew it, they were able to do anything. That's it, one. Then two, like I said, I cut my teeth in the establishment of Lagos State government as the reporter and editorial executive with Lagos Television. And between that time, 22 to 2005, 2006, I was a political correspondent. So I understand the entire deal of impeachment that happened in 2005. I was part of it, you know, because we can tell you that because of the level of grasp we have on that trade, we can tell you a governor will be removed tomorrow. All the governors that Obasanjo already removed, we were in the know that they're going to remove them the next day because we understand it. We're everywhere. We're like a dog. We know something about everything about something. So that led me to, you know, joining not the process, understanding the process in 2007. When Jimmy Agbaje came out to run for office, you remember that time? Everybody loves Jimmy Agbaje stuff and all of this. I worked closely with him. Those are our own ideas with the late Temi Kaudumaki. And the establishment of government of Lagos. And I was working because I believe in that personality, not the party, not the structure. I have seen the three people run that time. Fashola, JK, and
Obanikoro.
And I looked at them and said, okay, I'll go with this man, irrespective of whatever it is. And I was working with him, working for him. So my boss at that time saw me and said, oh, you are working for government of Lagos, you are supporting another person. And he attached me to be an official correspondent to Fashola. So everywhere he goes as Action Congress gubernatorial candidate, I follow him. And but in the evening, I'll go back and be working for the man I believe in. When they got, eventually Fashola won. They won, and because I was attached to him, I found myself in the office of Governor of Lagos State as official correspondent attached to the Governor of Lagos State, reporting for Lagos Television. I did that under few months. 2007 May came to office. I left in 2008, less than a year. In fact, that my Oga said, you know, he's from Riverine area. I want to know me. That's why I want to resign. You that will took the governor's office, you want to resign. To go and be doing what? It was a war. And I approached my Oga then to say, look, I'm sorry, I have to go. But Fashola, somebody who believes in people's dream, who is not a dream killer. And he said, why? Is it the pay? I said, no, sir. It's not. I just, you know, I even had to lie to him that I've gone to borrow money to put in a small business with me and my friends. And I want to see it. And I was praying in my mind that I should not ask me how much money I've gone to borrow. Because I don't know how much I would tell the governor of Lagos State. I would say, go and return their money. I'm not that way. He said, if that is what you want to do, go ahead. But you won't stop working for me and working for you. And it gave me opportunity to be consultant to that office.
Oh, wow.
Not as cameraman, because that was my Oga playing politics. I was the right cameraman. But there is even nothing wrong with being a cameraman.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing. Tunde Kilani is a cameraman. Nii Babade was a cameraman. These are well-respected cameramen. Our brother in, what's his name? The one with bearded this thing. You know, is a cameraman. You know,
Edi Lawani.
Did well being a cameraman, so nothing wrong being a cameraman. But for 8 years, if for anything, it's said to everybody that this guy followed me for 8 years. And me to have followed a governor that was deemed to be a performer for 8 years. And not just that office. I also had the privilege to consult for office of Lagos Internal Revenue Service under Mr. Tunde Fowler. I also had the opportunity to consult for the office of Attorney General of the state under Mr. Adeipaye as Commissioner for Justice. I closely with Aki Ambode as Accountant General, not as Governor. So I understand all these workings because I deliberately went there to understudy the whole system. That is why today, when I mentioned to Channels TV that I am going to increase civil servant salary from 35,000 naira that they are paying them to 60,000 naira. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking, because as we speak, the entire amount of money that government of Lagos is paying in the name of salary for the 61,500 and something workforce that they have is about 10.9 billion. So if I increase that, which shows that I'm still not using 20 billion from monthly revenue to settle salary.
Okay, another question. I'm sorry. I know you have answers for days, but I need to exhaust the questions we have. I beg you, don't be angry. Let's talk about Agberus. There is no Lagos without Agberus. Or is that just an assumption? Can you build a Lagos without Agberus? Or is there a way you're going to integrate the Agberus into the working system of Lagos? Please, if you can answer this in 2 minutes, I'll be so grateful. Chai, network. Oh, now network suppose they mess up. Sorry, did you hear my question?
Yes, I heard your question.
All right.
Now, there can be Lagos without Agberu, and we are going to have a Lagos without Agberu. Agberu or Agberus were created by this government. Don't forget, when Marwa was in office, he proscribed this group and he introduced Operation Sweep. I'm sure you've not forgotten. When democracy returned in 1999, this person brought them back. Not for anything, just to convert them to tools in his own hands. Terrorizing people to do all sorts. And I know they are preparing well for this election already. We have intel. How they've been asking all their members to come and be submitting their PVC. How they've been asking all the people to come and be photocopying and doing all of those things that they are doing. How they've been mobilizing and structure them and put them where they are going to see. These are things that an ordinary obedient or Labour Party person will not know. Election is a process. It has since started. May 18 election. It has since started. If you don't know, you don't know. Election is won and lost, not an election day. It's a process. So all of the things that they're planning, they're doing, we know, you know why? Because we have people inside there and we are waiting on them. So we can have Lagos without Agberu. These people created Agberu because they are choosing there. Let us have a free and fair, credible election. They can't win now. Why would you be saying, if you are not voting this place, leave that place? If you are not doing it, leave that. But you said you built Lagos. Now, if you build Lagos, let us compensate you now for building Lagos now. So when we come into office, we will put everybody where they belong. Like I said, it's a leadership problem. This is what the current leaders of the state want. And that is why it's like this. Boys, let me tell you, these boys, they don't want to incur the wrath of government. Trust me. They can't do anything on their own. They need government backing to do whatever it is that they are doing. So the moment you pull it out, they'll get something done. I'll put them where they belong.
Okay, final question, even though I have so many more questions for the sake of time. Security in Lagos. Although many would suggest that Lagos is a more secure part of Nigeria compared to places like Ibadan, Port Harcourt, the East especially. Right now, the East is a no-go area. I had many friends who came home for the Christmas holidays but did not go to the village. They stayed in Lagos. But still, Lagos has its many trouble spots, its many blind spots, its many incidents. The other day, on Freedom Way right here in Lekki. There was a robbery. Personally, I don't like driving in traffic once it's getting dark or once the traffic is too much. I worry. And also, we need to understand that the police force and the military are not controlled by the governor. So, how do you intend to improve the security situation in Lagos? And what is your evaluation of the security apparatus of Lagos State? My final question.
Okay, so of course, you know that security issue is on the inclusive list, okay, of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is strictly a federal thing, which is not supposed to be so. If we say we are practicing federalism, it should be true federalism. So when we come to office, like I said, we jump in from one court to another just to seek interpretation of the true federalism so that we can take this up. I will say that. Now, security in Lagos, you see, there are little things that we ignore, that we do a lot in terms of security. They tried it when they came into office, but they killed it. First, we make sure that we light up everywhere in Lagos, to start with. And secondly, government need to institutionalize something that all of us have been resorting to at our own private level in terms of security. Every estate now hired OPC person to secure their estate, to secure their street, to secure this thing. And when the issue of Amotekun came up, I thought that was a very brilliant, that very rare opportunity for a government to now tap into it and say, hey, Aregani Adams, I need to see you. President Oshibote, I need to see you. These are the two major heads of OPC in Lagos. I say, let's sit down. Yes, we now have Amotekun. We might not necessarily need to call it Amotekun. What we need to do is that we need to secure our state. Since we now have this, and we can latch on it and bring them, because they've got huge followers, and bring them together and being able to institutionalize this. After all, majority of us in our corner, we have been using them to secure our estate, to secure our destiny, and we just convert them and make sure we give them the government backing they need. And because they have leadership cadre, you know who to hold responsible for what. And their command chain, you need to understand what they got in that way. So that is one aspect that we're going to tap it. Because me, growing up in Mushin, you can't come to our area to steal. If they cut your pocket, all I need to do is let me see how they cut that pocket. I know it's that the phrase that normally cut pocket like this. Don't worry, we'll get it for you. What I'm saying is that we will come up with what we call intelligential community policing. It means that if, as governor of Lagos, which I'm going to do, my numbers is going to be open. There is no number I don't pick on my phone. My numbers is going to be open. Alongside all cabinet members is going to be open. And you can tell your people, you know what, if you have any worker in your area, you can call this number or text message. If they try it once and they see a swift response from their governor, the state is secured to start with. You will see they keep giving you information. You know why? I've said this before. If anybody is kidnapped anywhere in Nigeria, in Lagos or anywhere, that person is kept in a political ward, headed by a councillor, in a village which has a village head, in local government that has the chairman local government. People must know that there is a crayfish worker in one of these houses. And if they know that they can give an information and we can react swiftly, that will happen. Do all of this in terms of security. Then another thing is that we need to do is that we will deploy cameras everywhere. We're not paying lip service to it. Not paying lip service to it. You see, we will deploy it in such a manner that everybody can decide to go on his phone and say, let me see what is happening on Awolowo Road. It is possible. Let me see what is happening on Awolowo Road. And I go into it and I check what is happening in Domino's and Awolowo Road. Oh, I heard something is happening. All of us can check and track. It is possible. It's not rocket science. All you need to do is bring in fresh ideas and this thing for us to get it done. So, but this government, what they like to do is that they like procurement, where we have bought number of vehicles, we have bought number of guns, we have bought this, we have bought that. That is what they do, just to do what? For somebody to give contracts so that there will be a kickback and all of those things. Yes, I know we need to procure all of those things, but some of these things you have to come up with a policy that will make people feel safe to say, if I give information, I am secured and somebody is going to act on it. If they see you act on one, they're ready to trust you and get more done.
All right, that's as far as we can go. Thank you so much for coming live. I enjoyed hosting you, and it's up to the people. Who's your favorite candidate? You decide. It's your choice. It's your vote. I'm not going to make you decide, but I'm going to try to, as much as possible, bring intelligent people here to have conversations, and at the end of the day, help enrich you with information as regards to the choice you want to make. Jandor, thank you so much for coming live. Take care, God bless, and we look forward to the outcome of the elections on Saturday.
No, the outcome is Jandor declared winner of the election and returned elected.
Let's wait and let's see, and let God's will be done. That's my prayer. Take care.
Thank you, boss.
And God bless you. Thank you, guys. See you later at 11 o'clock. I'll be back. We'll continue our programming as usual. But for now, that was an awesome one. Take care.